Hello to my channel, Neelay Patel here from Silver Silk and More, and I'm bringing you guys another fantastic project today. This will be our last project for 2022. I cannot believe how quickly this year has gone, but some wonderful things happened, some great memories were made, and 2023 looks very promising with all sorts of new projects, collaborations, beads, of course, Silver Silk. There's so much magic around the corner that I am looking forward to. But you know what? Since it's our last show, I don't want to be alone, and so I am actually going to bring on my buddy Joan. Hi, Joan.
Hi, everyone. Am I unmuted?
Joan, how are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm just beaming because this has been such an incredible little workshop. It's been an incredible live set of live shows, and I just enjoyed the time that we got to spend together and everyone else where with the Silkies and everything. It's just been a wonderful experience and love teaching these classes and these workshops.
I'm having a lot of fun in chat too. I know you don't get a chance to read everything, but I do, during the show, but I know you do go back and read them. But
Definitely. No, and I have appreciated you putting the chats in the comments stuff here and doing the text messaging and stuff. So y'all give Joan some snaps for doing a great job and being such a huge support and help. Also a shout out to Teresa and Greta, for being great brand ambassadors to the Silkies Facebook group. You ladies are just incredible, and I wanted to take this show to celebrate you guys a little bit. And it is 2:00, which means it is time for the show, but also it's 5:00 somewhere. So honey, I got my drink ready to go.
I got mine ready to go.
This is our little New Year's special. Should we make a toast?
Yes. Well, actually, let's save the New Year's for the end, and then this could be to a great workshop.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Okay, so we're toasting to 2022 first.
Yes.
For the beginning of the show, just saying that this was a great year. Love that I could spend it with everybody, and that we made some really great projects in this whole year.
Yeah.
I was counting the tutorials, and we did about 60, I think, including the workshop ones. I know.
Wow. I didn't realize it was more than one a week. That's awesome.
Time flies when you're having fun. Cheers to you, the tutorials, and every Silky out there.
I hope everybody else is drinking with us and gets a little silly at the end.
Because we will.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I feel like we can save some chatter for the end, but we can get on to today's project. So I'm going to actually, and you could still comment and post on the back end, Joan. I'm just going to flash this project up real quick and get into our little tutorial for today. I love this necklace. It combines a lot of different materials into one cohesive piece. And we'll be learning how to do a little bit of knotting because that's going to be used for the construction. Lots of wire wrapping, and there'll be just an easy way to close off the end. The pearls, I think, are the showstopper. See, I'm already slurring my words. I've only had one sip of my Negroni for today already. So it's going to be a good show. It's a show-stopping element of this design that really sticks out. And of course, you get the rustic elements from the wire itself. So I'm going to stop yammering and get right to my bead board. I have got a few materials at my table, but I want to cover the tools real quick. All right, so I have got my pair of wide nose pliers. We will be using some end caps. Hi, Melanie. They aren't only incredible, but they are amazing inspirationals with their designs. Thank you. So sweet. I've got my wide nose pliers from Wubbers. These have been dipped in a product called Tool Magic. You can acquire this product at softflexcompany.com. What this product does is it puts on a coating over the metal surface of the tools, the tool tip specifically, so that you can crimp my silver silk findings with ease. It gives a great grip to the finding. So whenever you're holding it and trying to situate it over the silver silk, you're going to get it way more precise than just having it uncoated. But also, whenever you do smash on the crimp, you can be as not gentle with it as you want to. You could be pretty rough with it, only because that rubber coating is going to protect that finding, and you won't have to worry about any marks or nicks happening in your finding. So I love having these pliers. I love the usage of them, and I love this tool magic coating that I've done on it. So definitely go hand in hand when acquiring these tools. Okay, I've got a pair of round nose pliers. These will be used for our wire wrap loops that we'll be doing here soon. Hi, Sarah says I'm finally getting to watch one of these week's presentations live. You picked a good one, my friend, because I think this one's probably the funnest that we're going to be on. Hi, Maria says, welcome back. I've had an awesome experience with everyone. Wishing you all a safe, blessed, and happy new year. Cheers to you, friend. Maria, you've been such a wonderful support to Silver Silk, and I just love seeing your name pop in for the videos. I've got a pair of crimp pliers. We won't actually be doing any crimping. I'm going to use these as my chain nose pliers because I love that tapered end. These are from Zoran, and I do use them as regular crimpers as well. So they're very, very multifunctional and just really great to have. Last but not least is my wire cutters. We will be using some 22 gauge craft wire, so I recommend having a pair of your favorite wire cutters out there. Hi, Shakita! Says, hello, Nile, Silkies, and crew. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, friend. Thanks so much for joining us. So I use these cutters for everything except for memory wire, which I have cut them before with memory wire, but I don't use memory wire too often, luckily. The last thing I want to do is dull my pliers with heavy wire cutter, heavy wire gauges and, memory wire and stuff. But Lindstrom is a great brand for cutters in case you do want to grab some. The final tool, which I don't know if it's really a tool or material at this point, but you're going to need some Loctite super glue. This has a two sides that you kind of squeeze down, and it allows for glue to kind of drip out there at the top. But I love using this. It's very instant. It dries easy. It's not messy because of the tip and of the application process. So this is going to be great for using it with the suede as well as the leather knitted wire that we have coming up. All right, so let's move those out of the way and get into our materials. To accomplish this design, you'll need a lobster claw clasp. This is a custom finding from the silversilkonline.com store. All of my findings have custom plating on it. So the antique copper, which is what you're looking at, has that plating consistent across the jump rings, across the end caps that we'll be using, so that everything matches. So you'll need a lobster claw clasp, or you could use a toggle or a magnetic clasp. Whatever you have on hand is perfectly fine. You'll need about 4 jump rings. You'll need 2 of the single-strand end caps. Going back to the plating, not only are they custom plating, but these end caps are custom made to work for the knitted wire. This is a single channel. I have everything from a double strand end cap to a triple, as well in the 6 different colors. These have little teeth inside of it, and so whenever you string in your silver silk capture or pearlesque chain, or even leather knitted wire, which is what we're using today, you are going to get a very strong hold without using any glue. I know I showed you and flashed the Loctite earlier, but we're going to be using that on the leather cord differently and not inside of these end caps because it doesn't require it. So have those. You'll need about 20, give or take, little 4mm beads. I put in a bead soup in the shore kit, so your beads might vary a little bit in color. But what you want to know is the size at least. So having a 4mm bead, or if you've got something similar at home that is about the same size that you can kind of throw into a little bead soup, this is the opportunity for that. So you'll need about 20 of these little Czech glass beads. And then you'll need a bunch of pearls. I have here the Keshi pearls, and these are drilled interestingly because not the Keshi pearls themselves are very, very different and not exactly the same from each other, but that's okay because that's what makes this piece really interesting. So what I'm going to show you is how to wire wrap these little drops together. And you'll need a total of 5 different drops, and they vary in sizes. As you can see, I've done the wire wrapping, which I'll show you how to do for the bottom part and for the single pieces here. And we will actually be stacking pearls on top of each other to get our little sticks made. And that's what's going to really be strung together. So have those pearls ready to go. Shakita says those are gorgeous. Thank you. I think so too. They're really, really fun and just sparkly and beautiful. You will need some craft wire. This is 22 gauge antique copper from Softlex Company. I use a lot of their products, and it's only because I'm a huge fan of their products. Their craft wire is incredibly soft, and the coating, the plating, the metal on it is non-tarnishing, so it's going to stay its true color for the rest of its life. For each of these little pieces, you need between maybe 4 to 5 inches, just give or take, depending on how many pearls you are stacking. So I'm going to start off with the 5-inch mark and have that out for completing my stick here. You will also need your leather knitted wire. This is a specialty product that was just found in the kit. I will be making more leather knitted wire for future kits. But part of my brand and part of the excitement of the company is the products are so versatile, so cool to make, and I can literally do any color or style that I want to. And a fun way to feature styles and colors that are new to the brand are to put them in kits. So I've not really used leather knitted wire in previous videos. That's because I don't carry it on my website. But I wanted to include it in this kit just because it's so cool and different from anything else that's out there in the store. So if you did grab a kit, and I think there's still a few of the short kits left for the restock, you can have some to play with there. You don't need very much. In the kit, I believe you get about 2 feet, 2.5 maybe. But really, you probably just need about, let's see, since my bead board here has a measurement on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about 12 inches, probably a foot. And then you'll have some extra to play with. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some off right there. I'm just going to cut a few inches extra to be on the safe side there. So I'm going to have that set out right here. Put the rest of this away. And then you'll need some suede cord. This is about 3 millimeters in width, brown suede. And this is going to be used for our necklace rope at the end. And in your kit, I believe you've got about 2, maybe 3 feet. And so have that out as well, as we will be using that toward the end. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half, whatever length I've got. There we go. That way I have ensured myself of 2 necklace ropes for my necklace. Important math there, right? So let's get to work on our pearl stick, and then I'll show you how to make that center pendant. I'm going to grab my wire, and Joan, feel free to pop in and chime in anytime that there's any extra questions, or you just have a fun comment or a giggle you'd like to share. This is pretty much anything goes in this show, I suppose. Anything within reason that we can get away with. All right, I'm going to string on my pearl, and I'm going to bend my wire at a 90-degree angle. What I'm going to do next is yes.
Just a warning, you better explain to me what within reason means.
Oh, no. Yeah, I feel like there'd be a laundry list of items there. Joan is unhinged, you all, unhinged. No, she's fine. All right. I'm going to take my wire, I'm going to press it against my pearl, so it kind of sits at a 45-degree angle bend now. And I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to just flip my wire back up. What this kind of looks like is a little bit of a coat hanger, and it's formed around the pearl just to make the wire wrapping a lot easy. Hi, Susan. She says, good morning, Nile. Love your products. And you. We love you, Susan. Thanks for tuning in over from YouTube. Dragonflies, Ozarks, Homestead, and Design. My goodness, what a name. That sounds exciting. She says, hello, Neela friends. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, friend. Thanks so much for popping into our video. I'm going to take this next piece of wire. I'm going to flip it up so that it crosses my little coat hanger that I just made, as such. And I'm going to coil the rest of this around the larger stem of wire. Okay, to do this, I'll simply just grab my chain nose pliers and then start to twirl that wire right around. As such. I want to get 2 good coils in, just like that, and then trim it at an angle, just like that. And I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and I'm going to just form that end right into that coil. So I've got this perfectly little wrapped pearl. Now, for the top, all I did was just make a simple loop and kind of tuck it into the coil. So that'll get you there for the single pearls. To stack pearls, you simply just string on how many ever you want to. In this case, I'm missing the 3 level tier for my pearl. So I'm just going to go ahead and string 3 pearls on. 1 and 2. The pearls have a very tiny hole, so I feel like I can barely kind of get away with this with the 22 gauge wire. And if the pearls don't fit on one side, try the other side of it, and you can almost press it through. And if the wire bends on you, like it did just for me, I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers, not chain nose, I'm sorry, my nylon jaw pliers. I'm gonna straighten that back out. Hi, Gloria says, hello, Neela, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, friend. I cannot believe this year has flown by. I feel like the older I get, the quicker the time passes. Oh, it's inevitable, right? Okay, there we go. String that right through. And my 3rd pearl. All I'm going to do here at the top is just create another simple wire wrapped loop. Once I get my pearl strung here. Okay. See if this will go through. There we go. I really had to figure out who is going to be the boss of me today, and it's not going to be this pearl. It might be Joan, though. I can see she's laughing in the background. All right, so I'll do a simple little wire wrap loop. I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to bend that wire straight away from me, holding it as such. That creates the neck of my simple wire wrap loop there, and I'm going to grab my round nose pliers and just tuck one end under the elbow and one end over that elbow and form that wire right back around toward me. I'm going to lift off and switch positions so that now my wire is sandwiched between the 2 prongs of my plier there, and I'm going to work that wire back around to resume that position once again, so that I've got now my wire facing away from me and it was behind the pliers. So now what I'll do is I'll just wrap the rest of that wire right around. I think I use my round nose pliers to help me here. And I just grasp it and then just start coiling. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Once I've gotten a few coils and it's made those pearls nice and tight on that wire, you can trim it off and then just tuck in any pieces that are sticking out here, which I believe I got pretty good. So there we are. That's how you make a pearl stick. Here we go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ready to go. You could do as many or as a few as you want to, honestly. You could even do 3, and this design would look great if you had like 3 really dramatic drops, which we're about to actually construct. So let me grab some more wire. For the centerpiece here, you don't need very much, probably just about like 7 inches or so is sufficient. And what I'm gonna do is work from the middle out. Here we go. Hi, Melanie. She says, I rarely use Zeron crimpers for crimping. I use them as chain nose pliers, and they are great for tucking in the cut wire. I use the topmost crimper to do it. Perfect. That's what I use it for as well. And I don't know, they're just again, they're just so functional and so versatile and easy to use. Hi, Cindy. She says, hello, Nile and Joan. Happy New Year to you both. Happy New Year to you, friend. Cindy's so sweet. All right. With my largest stick, pearl stick strung, I'm going to add a 4 millimeter bead on each side. Okay, I'll kind of repeat that same pattern until I get all of my sticks on there. So I'll do the 3 that I just made, string on a bead. The bead helps it space out a little bit and not be overcrowded. But you could pick up these random beads and just really, not worry about the colors or any order, unless you truly are OCD. But I feel like our bead friends out there are always on for a good bead soup. Go for the random. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. String that on. String our next bead on. String our stick of pearls. And then another bead. And our next stick. Here we go. And to make the top part of this, I'm going to string on 5 beads total just after my last pearl. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll put another green one on. Okay. I'm holding all this in hopes that I don't accidentally let this go and everything's going to fall out. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Maybe if we chant for a pop-up shop, he will answer. Don't worry, the pop-up shop is coming back. It'll be back during the week of Great Bead Extravaganza, which is happening January 14th. For those of you out there, mark it on your calendars. It's going to be a live show, and we'll have more information about it via my e-blasts as well as texting. And if you aren't on texting, definitely get on there because that's the way to really know what's happening with Silver Silk at any given moment in time. All right. I'm gonna kind of do the same thing I did earlier as far as making my top loop for when we did it on top of the pearl. I'm going to crisscross my wires. I want to make sure that there's no gap. If the loop looks lopsided, that's perfectly fine. Right now, it doesn't even matter, but we can always shape it later. Okay, I want to make sure that my wires are crisscrossed there, and I'm going to flip that bottom wire straight up. I'm going to take my other wire and I'm going to start to coil it around the other wire that I just straightened up. And if your wire coils aren't perfect, that's okay. We can always cover them up whenever we make the next loop here. But it should look something like this. Okay. You can absolutely go ahead and trim that off after doing a couple coils and tuck in that end. And now what we're going to do is make a simple wire wrap loop. On this other side. I want my loop to be a little bit bigger. So let's do this. Let's do it how we were taught here. Here we go. I'm scooching my wire down, by the way, to make sure there's no gaps within my beadwork. Again, if this loop looks really lopsided right now, it doesn't matter because we're going to straighten it out later and get it all nice and loopy. But we want to make sure there's no gaps in it. So again, bend that wire out away from me. Grab my round nose pliers, insert it into my plier, Let's insert the wire into my plier. Switch sides. Ah, Kara says, I love how doable your projects are. Thank you. I try and keep them simple, elegant, but very, very classy in the finish, because that's important to me. And making sure that everyone can replicate them, because I know these designs can be a little challenging, but hopefully the teaching and the classes are helping to make a difference in your jewelry making. I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers, and I'm actually going to grab my round nose pliers, and I'm going to coil the rest of this around to meet the other coil. And if you wanted to overlap the other coils, you can absolutely do that. This look is totally up to you. There's no right or wrong. There's only how intentional you want it to look. That's perfectly up to you. So I got myself a pretty good little stem there. So I'm going to go ahead and just chop that right off and tuck in that end nice and tight. We go. And I want to make sure that my loop is actually facing on the side and not on top like that. Okay. At this point, you can fix your loop just simply by pressing out on those ends, and look how beautiful that looks. Super easy. Let's see. I got my pearl leather from JJB coming up and a bunch of hollow chain from Silver Silk. That should give me another option for this necklace. Ooh, that's a good idea. I'd love to see it done in hollow mesh, especially. I'm thinking of an ice version of this. Ooh, I think your imagination is beautiful, and I cannot wait to see what you make. That sounds so cool, Melanie. Yeah, this concept can be swapped out for all sorts of stuff, whether it's ice or something else found in nature or something metallic or even steampunk. I think someone said in a previous show. All right, so there we go. My centerpiece is all done. And now what I'm gonna do is string my leather Silver Silk right in. Hopefully that I've made this not too tight, but I can't slip it in. So we'll see. I feel like it's almost there. There's a couple of wire fuzzies that's like stopping it from stringing through. Always annoying with those little wire fuzzies. There we go. Oh my goodness, you guys, like really those wire fuzzies are stopping it from sliding through. Luckily, I have enough Silver Silk here to work with. Ah, there we go. Look at my end there. That's pathetic. So I'm going to slide this down into the middle. Stacy says, you show us you don't have to use difficult, tedious techniques to have a fabulous design. Thank you. That's so sweet. And you are correct. You don't have to have a tedious technique. You just have to have a larger bail hole to like make things work. Jennifer says, don't do it. Just jumping it. Too late now. I think that ship has sailed, Jennifer. Oops. That's okay though. I got it through. All right. So once I have that through, and this looks really good, I'm going to create my top knot there. And that's going to kind of finish out that centerpiece design. So I want to make sure that I have a little extra on one side whenever I kind of pull these two together. And I'm going to gather both Silver Silk pieces there. I'm going to create a loose double loop there, just like that. And I'm going to go from the underside up with the same piece of wire. So what that's going to do is create this cool little knot. I believe it's called a barrel knot, but I cannot quote myself on that. And if I've learned any good barrel knots, it would be from Kelly Sutton. She is a master at those barrel knots and a master designer, dare I say. incomparable and just a lovely human being. And so I learned quite a bit from her over the years that we've done the Great Bead Extravaganza together. So yeah, you just kind of keep working and tightening this until you get this really great little knot and another addition to this lovely centerpiece. There we go. That looks really good. So at this point, this is what I mentioned earlier. In order to really have it nice and secure, I'm just going to add a little drop of glue right down in there with my Loctite. So let's see if I can get this to come out and do this. There we go. That looks good. I just got a little dollop of glue in there, nothing over the top, just enough to secure it. If you want to do one there and do a little drop here, then that's perfectly fine. There we go. I love how non-messy this is, and it's so secure. All right, so now I'm ready to cut my pieces even. Just gonna grab both of them and go ahead and just chop off that little extra inch that I had earlier. And I'm ready to continue with my necklace rope. Kimberly says, hi, I'm hoping to have the energy to catch up on and work on these projects this weekend. Definitely wishing you some energy and some excitement and inspiration for you. And I'm just glad, Kimberly, that you're able to tune in and join us this week. This has been so fun. All right, so I'm gonna scooch that down, I'm gonna scooch this up, and I'm gonna show you guys that adding these little end caps to the end of our silver silk is so easy with the right tools and the right step here. You just simply shove in your silver silk into the channel of the finding and then just press down with your plier. Really, that's about it. It's no big secret. I'm gonna do that to both pieces here. All right. Just if you want to give a quick tug on it to make sure it's not going to go anywhere, then that's good just for security purposes. But otherwise, got that ready to go. So I'm going to grab my suede, and remember we cut it in half earlier. This is a part where you can add some jump rings. You don't have to, you could tie it directly to the silver silk, but I feel like that loop is a little too small. And so I'm going to use a jump ring to help assist. So we'll just open up a jump ring, slide that right in and close it, making sure that there is no seam open on that jump ring. You want to make sure those little ends are nice and tight and that they kiss each other. And sometimes I wiggle this back and forth until I start to feel them kind of against each other, and then I'll know that it is closed. So this is easy. All you do is just go up right through the jump ring. And I'm just going to create a quick little knot here to secure it. So just gather both ends and just do a regular little square knot. Suede cord is really, really tactile and just holds well. What I did was I accidentally twisted up my suede cord there up. So I'm going to undo that and make sure I have this nice and straightened up before I commit to that knot. Otherwise, it's going to look a little off, I think. There we go. Okay, so now I'll just kind of push against it to get it done. There we go. And now I'm going to do the other side the same. Okay, gather up both ends, kind of get any of those extra little twists and turns out, and then simply just knot. Easy peasy. You could add glue here too if you want to, just a little drop in that in-between space. It can go a long way for securing. What I do is I kind of push my tip in there and then squeeze out some of the glue, and then that way it's sort of concealed in there. And you really only need a little bit of this stuff to really get it to hold pretty good. Perfect. All right, and the ends, all I'm gonna do is grab my my lobster claw clasp and a couple more jump rings. I'm going to attach a jump ring to my jump ring, only because I'm going to tie off my suede cord to that, and I kind of want movement and mobility with the clasp so that it's easy to put on and take off. Okay, open those guys up, string it through, make sure that those jump rings are nice and closed. There we go. And now I'm going to gather up both ends. If a little bit is off, what you can do is trim it ever so much to get them to be even again. And then pretty much the same principle here, except I just won't have a longer tail. It'll be a shorter tail, but you just kind of have a little bit here out at the end and then just secure it with the glue. And I actually like leaving the raw end because it looks a little rustic and cool there. So I recommend not cutting it off. Okay, I didn't close up my jump ring very well. Oops, let's do that. There we go. Important things, y'all. Important things I shan't forget. Okay. Just put a nice little drop of glue in there. Whoops, wanting to stick to the tip of my glue there. And then same thing to the other side. Okay, just looks like I've got two even ends. So I'm going to grab my other jump ring. It's kind of a cool split necklace rope idea that kind of came to me, and I had to try it out with silver silk, and I knew that the leather knitted wire was going to be perfect for something like this. Okay, there we go. Again, just apply a little glue here in the knot area and give that like a few hours to dry. It won't really take that long, but it's good to have more time than less for it to cure. You can also trim either the leather cord or the suede cord to make the necklace shorter. And that's truly up to your preference. In this case, I made a longer version of this necklace, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm going to bring all of us back around, and we'll just chat for a second and see if anyone has any questions or any musings that they'd like to share. Hi again, Joan.
Hello, long time no see.
You've been working so diligently in the background. I haven't had a chance to have anything to sip on, so I'm going to do this.
I think I'll take a big old gulp.
Oh, yes. I was going to say chug, 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 but you know, those days are long gone for me.
We're going to be leaving after the show, so I don't know if my husband wants to put up with me drunk.
You know the feeling. June is asking, what kind of glue are you using? And I'm using a product called Loctite. So I'm going to flash this quickly on the screen. This is amazing for leather or suede cord. I'm at work, so I'm definitely jealous of the drinks right now. Oh, Kim. Well, we'll have another toast to you, friend. So to Kim and the others out there that are looking forward to maybe unwinding at the end of the day.
Just take a drink when you get home and pretend like we're drinking with you, because we will be in spirit.
Hey, Joan, do you have a New Year's resolution? We haven't talked about this yet.
New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, actually,
I always make a bunch and then I break all of them.
Actually, I got the kit for it today. It's a diet I did several years ago, and I'm starting it Monday.
Nice.
Because it was pretty successful. Then I gained all the weight back.
I mean, I'm sure the alcohol for me isn't helping, but I know what you mean. I've got a workout app that tells me like 20-minute exercises that I should do daily. But I'm like, this week I was running around so frantically that I didn't really get a chance to work on it. But I did it a few weeks ago whenever I took off for December for my personal time off. And it was a good way to just like rest at the end of the day. And I slept a lot better. even just with 20 minutes of working out and stretching. So I want to hop back on that.
Where did you get? I mean, what is it? Was it an app or was it like some kind of chart, or where'd you get the exercise?
Yeah, it's a app. I don't know if people can sign up or not for it for free, but it's called Adaptive.
Adaptive.
Yeah, ADAPTIV. And depending on what you want to accomplish is what, like, it'll have pre-made workouts. What's also cool is that it's just voice recordings, so you could pair your own music with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then they have other like music playlists that they, include for free on there too. So, hi Wanda. She says, I have loved making these designs all week. Truly inspired. Yay! I'm so glad. Have you been successful with your designs, Wanda? That's what we want to know. I assume that's a good sign. And Miss Mimi from Jupiter, Florida. How can we forget our friend? Says, have the best New Year's. Hope enjoy you always. XOXO. We love you. Thanks always for Mimi has, I think, been in almost all of my live videos or the pre-recorded ones, and the New Year's Eve work. Yes, that was a New Year's Eve workshop, wasn't it? From a while
somebody
ago.
asked to show it. That was last New Year's Eve workshop.
Can I give you a solo layout? You're all by yourself now.
I could see that. So this was specially made flat mesh for the kit.
Yes.
I think it was the first time we used the tinsel and the flat mesh, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was sort of a happy accident because whenever I was assuming it would just be like a nice linear stitch work with the tinsel, and it started shredding it in the machine, and it made just like this weird. So I was like asking some of my friends that have no idea anything about jewelry making. I was like, does this look cool or does this look like does this look like a mistake? And I kind of got like half and half. My designer friends were like, that kind of looks a little strange, whereas other people were like, oh, that's really cool, like I would totally wear that. So I went with that side.
Was it the New Year's Eve workshop or was it last year's? I don't remember. So it must have been New Year's Eve because you did all kinds of sparkles then.
Yeah, I think you're right. Man, we've done so many workshops at this point. It's hard to even.
I'm thinking I think I just made it a year ago. But I could be
we didn't
wrong.
do anything sparkly necessarily. I wanted to take it in a different direction this time and do something a bit more serious and, I don't know, timeless. Well, not that the New Year's Eve designs weren't timeless. It was sparkles and then, the seaside this time. So who knows what it'll be in 2023, what my crazy brain will come up with.
Spelunky. No.
Hi, Sylvia. Yeah, exactly. Sylvia says, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to join in over from Facebook. Aw. Gloria says, Neela, you guys are the best. Are you kidding me? And she says, love you too, Joan.
The silkies are the best.
We have some really, really great silver silk folks out there. Silkies. Yeah. Truly beautiful people.
I love when people share what they're making. It really inspires me quite a bit.
I know, me too.
Some of the pictures to remind me. Or look through the Silkies photos every so often.
I do too. There's I think some albums that were made in there. And I had a thought, in fact, I was going to ask a question to the audience out there to see what sort of projects they would like to see in the future in 2023. So maybe if I'll put that note out there for everyone that's still watching here, and maybe if you want to drop in a comment on what you'd love to see us do or make, or I don't know, explore more with the Silver Silk tutorials, like let us know. Or if you're in the Silkies group, do post there because we check that all the time. Gail says, I like your hat, Joan.
Thank you.
The blue cowboy hat.
I finally found one that I like. And you was is I was searching for it for almost a year, and then I wrote Ginger one night. I said, I'm so tired of looking for a hat. I think I'm gonna give up. 10 minutes later, she sends me the link to this hat. I said,
oh wow.
Do that? I said, that's perfect.
I think you sent me this hat, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep. And then you also made the hat band to it.
Yeah, I did. That was a little over a year
I
ago, I
love
think, with
it.
that band.
My prized possession. Like I was cleaning out my room and I normally have this hanging on the wall. And then I think I took it down to like do some dusting and stuff. And then I couldn't find it. And then I searched around and it was in the closet. And I was like, oh my God, this is not something that I just want to like put away.
Now, you said I mean, not necessarily a cowboy hat, but you said you're going to be searching for another hat. At least you told me that a few months ago. And you
Yeah,
said,
I kind of want like I think this inspired me, right? Because I've got this whole cowboy look and vibe with the Oklahoma thing, but I don't know. There's something fun about like little top hats and tiaras that I have yet to like explore and try on and see what looks good on my head.
one time you said, maybe I'll wear a tiara. I think it was last year's. You said, maybe I'll wear a tiara.
Yeah,
Every time I see a tiara, I am so tempted to buy it for you. I don't know if you'd wear it.
I totally would, and especially during a party like this. But I feel like if I had a form or something to work off of, because my wire wrapping it's terrible. It's not any good. But if I had a form to work off of, I could kind of decorate it with silver silk and beads and stuff. That would be kind of fun
That would
and
be.
something to maybe kind of look into. So I might work on that in the background here
I'm
and see
trying to
what I
think.
can find.
There was a page that it was probably over a year ago. Somebody's showing how to make tiaras, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
With the wire wrapping and
Yeah.
because she did a lot.
Yeah.
She did a lot for like medieval Renaissance shows. So
I think I know who you're talking about, which designer, because they do a lot of work for Jesse James Beads too, right? Or
I
still
don't
maybe
know. I don't
Jen
remember.
Hawks.
I'm,
Gem.
it could be, yeah.
She
That's
is truly her name.
fantastic.
She's a gem. I love her.
Yeah, there you go. That name sounds familiar. It might have been her. So it's been a while. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't looked around a bunch of pages lately, so I'm forgetting names.
You've been
Oh.
so busy with the workshop, so I forgive you. Patty said that she wants to see more designs for dudes and men, and so I'm all for that. I could definitely use more designs in my wardrobe. So I'll think on that. That's a great idea, or even gender neutral designs that can work for anybody. Oh gosh, Maria wrote quite a few words here.
Yeah.
I think she's quite the commenter, and I feel like I want to meet her in real life one day. I feel like we would hit it off so well. I've done quite a few workshops with various groups, and I have to say, for me, this was the best overall. Now she's trying to make me cry.
Aw.
Best overall collective of projects. I love everyone, which doesn't usually happen in many workshops. Thank you for sharing not only your amazing products, but your beautiful inspiration. Thank you, Maria.
Oh, she's awesome.
I know. Well, she's out to make me cry now. So, and I've had a little alcohol, so I get a little emotional. See, so
Oh, look who just popped in.
who popped? Oh, Ginger. She says hi, guys. Hi, Ginger. Girl, what are you up to?
I told her to let me know if she was going to be home. I was going to send her the link, and I was going to surprise you and have her pop in. But she must have just got home. Because I remember one time you said, I don't know if I can handle both of you.
I know, yeah. You both are extra together, that's for sure. Okay, so Cindy is saying, I would like to see more earrings, bracelet, and necklaces. That is definitely on the menu, my friend. Let's work on the wire wrapping. I know, I really need to expand my horizon and then follow some of my favorite designers out there and kind of learn from their technique. I think it comes from insecurity. I'm a perfectionist, and whenever I give my first attempt to something, it's got to be the perfect way to go. But that's not how beading really is. So I am going to work on it, and definitely some great projects in the works. Hi, Karen. Oh my God, look at you. I'm glad you could buy it. So she says, Neely, but you're looking pretty handsome and your hat on fire. Thank you. Just trying to keep it real with the hat. And actually just also making Joan happy because I'm wearing it for these fun little videos. Oh, you're showing off. Oh, that's the Daniel Wicks design.
Yeah, that's, I think, the one she's talking about in the comment
Yeah,
below it.
so yeah, Melanie. Also, there's a video with Nile and Danielle doing macrame with pipe chain. Yes, that was really Danielle's idea, and she is so smart with her design skills, and I'm looking forward to doing more classes with her. That's for sure. She's a force to be reckoned with. But the
She is
most
so awesome.
wonderful human that was ever ever on Earth.
She is the sweetest person. So, and that's what, nothing against you, Nile, because you've inspired me for years, but Colleen and I were talking about her, and I said, as if I had to say individual artists this year, I would have to say that Danielle inspired me the most this year.
Yeah, definitely. No, she has for me too. There were a number of different ones, and just her ability to, I don't know, put colors together, put techniques together, and still make it very approachable and easy to learn. And I think her calming personality, which we talked about.
Sometimes I need her in my life.
Mellow attitude of life, and we both live for that. So I get it. Wanda says, how about silver silk for home decor? I had the one project, which was the flower arrangement that I was nuts over. I've actually made that for a few friends for their, they purchased a new condo, one of them, and then another set of friends just, no, it was my family actually. My mom wanted that flower arrangement. So I gave her the original one, and then I made another flower arrangement for my friend. So I do want to do more home decor. There's a lot of untapped inspiration there as well, Wanda. So definitely coming to you in the future.
I put in the link to that kit.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I think there were only like 2 or 3 left. There wasn't very many at all. I should probably restock on that one because I still love that kit so much.
Yeah, Mary Ann said she loves Danielle's end cap for the capture chain. I know you already know this, but my aunt loved it so much I ended up making 36 bracelets of that, so I have that memorized.
I forgot about that. Oh yeah, because I think we were trying to coordinate for videos, and then you told me about like what's going on, and I was just like blown away of how much you were trying to take on there.
She wants me to make 32 bracelets. I actually talked her into stretchy bracelets.
I think that would be an easier thing to kind of accomplish just based on what but yeah, the end caps take a little time to make. So
and she had a really tight budget for this next one, so I'm not going to make it easy on myself.
Manage expectations there. Karen is asking, now Nile Patel, what are you sipping on? Looks yummy, toast with Nile. I'm about to polish off a Stanley Tucci version of the Negroni, which has a little more gin than it does Campari and sweet vermouth to give it a drier taste. I love coffee. I like bitter flavors. I don't like sweet drinks so much. I'll throw down a margarita or two. Joan knows this about me, but yeah, for my regular drinks, I prefer very dry of anything, and so that's my go-to.
See, and I'm a
Melanie,
sweet person.
You're a sweet person. Oh wait, you didn't even share what you're drinking.
Apple pie moonshine over ice.
Yes.
All I had, believe it or not, all I had was different kinds of moonshine and amaretto in the house. I thought, well, I'll go for something that's not so strong.
Not me. I just went for it. Kathy says, I love Campari. It's a great either mixer or by itself. It's just good stuff.
Ooh,
I know it's also good for digestion, which is like completely FYI. Kat says, I have made curtain tiebacks. Oh, that's a good idea.
I'd love to see
them. That would look really fancy.
Because I'm trying,
especially if you did silver silk tassels with it.
Oh my gosh!
And I
need to make curtains for my craft room. So post pictures, please.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, some tiebacks would be amazing.
Yeah,
it'd also look very fancy.
I would love that.
All right. Well, we've spent quite a bit of time together. So we want to toast to 2020. Okay, so
Yeah,
Maria says,
we
give me a dirty
tested
martini.
2022 year of
Yeah, I
friendship.
love a dirty martini with blue cheese, stuffed olives as well. So I'm right there with you, Maria. All right, so we're toasting to 2023, what we have left. And I don't know, just a like healthy, happy, prosperous in every way. Just a really good, easy 2023. I feel like we've come out of the woods with a lot of the illnesses and sicknesses, and there's so many new vaccines and stuff out there, and people are going to gatherings again. And I feel like the future really does hold quite a bit for us, like as we move forward.
Right. So yeah, I was really excited that towards the end of this year, everybody started getting together again because it was getting pretty lonesome out there. Be beat out there by myself.
I feel like the virtual world has saved a lot of folks from the boredom and, I don't know, just the aloneness too, at least. And for me, I've found a new way to teach that I enjoy as well. But I do feel like there's just that in-person activity that happens, and exchange that happens that's magical, and you can't really do that through a virtual call. It has to happen organically. So I'm looking forward to that. A New Year's resolution also that I had was to travel more, and so my first step into this is the Tucson show that's going to happen in late January.
Did you say you're coming to Knoxville in the summer?
Oh my gosh, I wish. I need to have an excuse to go out there for sure. I love Knoxville. Whenever I got to do stuff for JTV, it was a fun time. Like I would go to the botanical garden and roam around downtown, and of course I'd see my friends at JTV. So it was always a fun experience, and Knoxville holds such a special place.
I know you wouldn't want to go where I hang out because you don't like bugs and. Well, I'm not in Knoxville anymore, but I'm near it. But I'm talking about the mountains, hiking.
Yes, there's definitely some really good parts of it that I enjoyed. So one of these days, perhaps.
We'll get here.
Well,
we'll have Ginger pick you up at the airport.
Oh gosh, I can imagine what that sort of a ride would be like.
Actually, we had a party bus last summer,
questions.
and it was in September. You unexpectedly picked up some girls from Texas, and it was crazy. They were not expecting us at all. It was last minute. We go, oh, we'll go with you. Oh, there we go. Hawaii.
Dav says Hawaii. That's definitely on my list of places to go. Kim says hope to see you in Tucson. Hit me up, Kim. Let's meet up and kick it in Tucson. How about Ohio? I was in Ohio for the recording of Beads, Baubles, and Jewels a few years back.
Oh, was that in Ohio? I didn't know that.
It was, or was it?
I thought it was Pennsylvania.
No, yeah, it was in Ohio. It was near Cincinnati, but I couldn't remember the town to save my life. But that's where they picked the studio to be for that particular. Like, I don't know if they switched studios or not, but that's where it was.
Cincinnati's only like 2-3 hours away from Knoxville. That's not far.
Is it really?
Yeah, because I go to, I'm from like northeast of Indianapolis, so we go through Cincinnati when we go visit home. So
good place to be. All right, I'm drinking up. I think
you
did already.
The 2023.
I did it backwards. I should have toasted and then but you guys get the idea. So cheers. Nothing matters at this point. I have my Negroni. Well, Joan, I've enjoyed these tutorials. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for really taking charge on these comments and just doing everything that you do for Silver Silk, for me, for everyone out there in the Silkies group. You're a force to be reckoned with, I think, as well. And you've got a heart that's just so big and inviting for everybody and anybody. And I've always loved that about you. So
thank you.
I just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much.
But you already know how I feel. But I wanted to just brag on you a little bit.
You know, one of the things that cracks Ginger and I up, I hate to say it because you laugh about it too, is people think we don't have any brains.
That's not true. Y'all are crazy and
The way we
unhinged. I'll
act.
give you that. You're definitely crazy and unhinged. But when it comes to work behind the scenes for Silver Silk, I never have to tell you anything, and that's what I've always appreciated working with you. Like, you know what you're doing, you accommodate everything, and just make this stuff go seamlessly. And so nobody should ever say that you both are not intelligent or don't know what you're doing, because that's completely far from the truth. So, yeah, yes, Kim. Just send me a instant messenger. I don't even know what it is anymore. I'm so bad at social media in general, but like, yeah, just hit me up with a private message and then we'll figure out Tucson. I'm there for a short period of time, but I plan on no sleep.
Oh, wow. You'll be sleeping on the plane.
Exactly. Or like, in the afterlife, but life is too short to not enjoy. I'm so excited about this trip. I'm so excited. I cannot wait
wish
for
I
it.
could go. That sounds like so much fun.
This is my first time ever and I've been in the jewelry making industry for over 15 years now, and I've not gone to Tucson before.
And
So I don't even know what to expect.
You know a lot of your jewelry artist friends that'll be there?
Well, Deb Floros, we've already made plans, in fact, together. So if anyone I wanted to visit and make a plan with first, it would be Deb.
That's awesome that you guys get to visit together in person.
I know we've never seen each other in life, but we've seen each other virtually. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I know. Well, we've seen each other like in person, but it's been years.
No, we've never seen each other in person. That was you and Ginger.
We haven't? I thought we saw
each other. You guys didn't even know you met until Ginger found the picture. And then you really didn't meet like 2 or 3 feet away from each other.
Oh, man. I remember the first time I ran into Ginger because she was the person that got up on stage and started singing a JTV like welcome song.
Oh, We Will Rock.
And I was sitting next to Debbie.
Uh-huh. Oh, Debbie
and
Rogers.
I remember that, and I was just like, "Who is this crazy lady?"
The first time I met her, well, we were all at dinner, and I didn't even sit near her. I was kind of like across the table or something at the end of the table, and Candy Cooper was sick, and she was trying to make her laugh. And I said, God, I got to get to know this lady. That's what started it. Even though I couldn't hear everything she was saying, she was cracking me up.
Unhinged. That lady is unhinged, but
so we were blaming Candy for all our shenanigans there for a few years, and she told us to quit it. It wasn't her fault.
Oh, the memories we create with everything that we do.
So, well, anyway, one of these days we'll be in the same town.
I know, but I feel like we never skip a beat with what we do and how we communicate, and just how we're, I don't know, attached to each other at this point.
Well, that's what it seems like. It seems like we have met 1,000 times over at this point. So.
That's what I feel about like the real friendships, or the ones that you can take a break from and then come back and it feels like no time has passed. And I have very few of those, but the ones that I do, I completely cherish, because that is such a unusual, far and few between organic circumstance and relationship that you can have with someone. So, but I definitely count you and a few others in that pool of people where I can just could step away from it, and it'll be like a couple months, but then we'll come back and just giggle about the stupid shit that we do.
It makes it more precious when we can laugh like that.
Absolutely. It is precious. So, okay. Well, I love everyone out there. I just enjoy the camaraderie, the transactions, the fun that we have together. You guys are so supportive for the business and for what I do, and I will eternally be grateful for that. 2023 brings some really great ideas, projects, inspirations, designs, just big things coming up. And the fun will continue for sure. And we'll just have another great year together as we move forward. And I just want to thank Joan. I want to thank everyone out there, Teresa, Greta, everyone, my parents for packing stuff behind the scenes. It's been a wonderful 2022, very memorable. And so that's sort of my end message is I love you, every single one of you out there.
And I just want to say I really miss you, Teresa and Greta, during the shows this week. Hope you feel a lot better quickly.
Yes, definitely. We miss you, ladies, but I'm sure we will see you in the Silkies group and hear from you again. And Teresa's been great about still welcoming people into the group and just like doing just some amazing work behind the scenes too. So Jennifer says, my friend is moving to Oklahoma. She'll be 15 minutes away from Tulsa. When we visit her, we will visit Nile. We are the Millers. Yes, let me know. Please let me know. That would be amazing. We can kick it with some cocktails and some beading because nothing else sounds really good compared to anything else. That's like my two favorite things to do. So hit me up.
There you go.
Well, all right. Well,
have a happy new year, and we'll see you. If not, well, I guess you got a tutorial before the TGBE event in a couple weeks, don't you? A week and a half? Or
yeah, I will be on with Cassandra Spicer and with Sarah Ayler, my two other favorite people. And we will be creating something.
You got like a list of favorite people. At least 10 people, right?
I do, yeah. I meet so many like genuine people, and so the list kind of continues to grow.
Yeah. I just had to tease
that's
you.
kind of the nice thing about this industry is like I've ran into more nice people than I have mean people. I ran into a couple mean people that we were just not going to gel well together, and so kind of just left that where it was, but then moved on to these better relationships with friends that I now work with and have the privilege to talk to and share products and collaborations with.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like that's what I told people that on Facebook, actually being in the jewelry making world is a lot more calming than a lot of those other groups. I mean,
really is.
Many of you who know me know that I'm into the eagles or birds, different birds and stuff. Boy, talk about wild. I mean, I'm talking about rude, and this is so calming to be in. They're savages. Not all of them, some of them.
So really very territorial and yeah. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And that's definitely a thing. So, but luckily, like I've ran into far and few in between in the bead world, and it's been a lovely journey up to this point. I cannot wait for more future events and stuff to happen because I think it's going to be very positive and growth for Silver Silk and for the companies that I work with out there too. So.
It's going to be an exciting year because things are coming back to normal, and I just can't wait to see what's ahead.
Me too. So, all right. Well, we will finally end this video an hour later. But thank you guys so much for staying positive, for staying creative, for staying engaged with the brand and just making this year kick-ass, and for making 2023, which I know you will, also another kick-ass year. And we love you guys so much. Thank you again.
Okay. Love y'all. Great to be a Silkie.
Love you guys. Yeah.
Happy New Year. Yay.
Happy New Year to every one of you out there. We love you.